Hello, everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital Gossip. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. September 19th recap. Nathan rushed to GH after truck crash. Gio and Emma's first kiss. General Hospital, GH, recap for Friday, September 19th, reveals that Nathan West, Ryan Pavey, was rushed to GH after a truck crash while Giovanni Gio Palmieri, Giovanni Mazza, and Emma Scorpio Drake, Braden Bruner, shared their first kiss. On the side of the road, Harrison Chase, Josh Swickard, questioned Lulu Spencer, Alexa Havens-Bruning, since she'd been the one to report a truck accident. There were no other cars around, or injured parties, other than the man behind the wheel of the truck, whose face couldn't be seen due to the deployed airbag. At the hospital, Elizabeth Baldwin, Rebecca Herbst, talked to Lucas Jones, Van Hansis, about Britt Westbourne's, Kelly Thibault, meeting with Terry Randolph, Cassandra James, and Portia Robinson, Brooke Kerr, so they expected Britt wanted to come back to work. Liz eventually saw Monica Quartermain's, Leslie Charlson, name in the system and let Lucas know that she'd passed away. In Drew Kane's, Cameron Matheson, room, Danny Morgan, Asher Antonazin, tried to convince him that Scout Quartermain, Cosette Abinante, needed her family and begged to please let him see his little sister. Drew refused, but he acknowledged that it was mostly Jason Morgan's, Steve Burton, fault. Danny knew Sam McCall, Kelly Monaco, would hate this, so he hoped Drew could live with himself. After Danny overheard Elizabeth on a phone call to Jake Weber, Hudson West, he realized Monica died. Liz eventually made her way to Drew's room and left him taken aback with some fatal Monica updates. At the Quartermain Gatehouse, Jason broke the news to Michael Corinthos, Rory Gibson, about Monica's passing. That brought a tearful conversation about regrets and all the love Monica had given. Tracy Quartermain, Jane Elliott, also spread the word to Ned Quartermain, Wally Kurth, and Brooke Lynn Quartermain, Amanda Seton, about Monica, so the three of them shared some emotional moments. At the PCPD, Anna Devane, Finola Hughes, and Dante Falconeri, Dominic Zamprogna, spoke to Laura Collins, Jeannie Francis, about Judge Eva Herron's, Tessa Aubergenois, case and how it could be connected to Drew's shooting. When Dante and Anna showed up at the hospital with questions for Drew, they got distracted by the unconscious mystery man who was rushed in following the truck crash. The guy's face was finally revealed, and he looked just like Nathan West. As for Danny and Jason, they comforted each other in a tender moment at the gatehouse. Michael also headed up to the main house, where Tracy suggested that all of this should belong to him now Monica was gone. At the Quartermain stables, Molly Lansing Davis, Kristen Vaganos, showed Cody Bell, Josh Kelly, a pic of Outback since she'd searched for missing pets online. Molly wanted to use the contact info and reunite Outback with her owner, but Cody stopped her. Cody made a bunch of excuses and seemingly wanted to keep Outback, but Molly pushed him to see that returning the dog was the right thing to do. Giovanni Gio Palmieri, Giovanni Mazza, stopped by since there'd been a report of Outback in the area. Gio wanted Cody to be on the lookout for her and handed over a missing dog flyer to show what Outback looked like. Cody returned Outback and refused to accept Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard, $10,000 reward. Instead, Cody suggested it should be donated to an animal shelter, so Molly seemed touched over Cody's actions. At Bobby's, Emma ran into Rocco Falconeri, Finn Carr, and Charlotte Cassadine, Bluesy Burke, so they talked about Sonny's reward money before Gio called Emma to the Q stables. That left Charlotte and Rocco alone, so they had a conversation about Britt's return. Although Rocco worried he should have mentioned Britt's survival to Emma, Charlotte suggested Emma was dealing with enough right now. Rocco also admitted it felt safe to ask questions when Britt was out of the picture, but now he was feeling uncertain about meeting her and seeking answers. Once Emma made her way to the Quartermain stables and saw that Gio had found Outback, she was overjoyed. As Outback wagged her tail between them, Gio and Emma shared their first kiss. General Hospital spoilers say Emma and Gio will have to figure out where their relationship goes from here, so stay tuned. CDL will have other great General Hospital spoilers, updates and news to read up on, so make us your favorite GH Friday, September 19th recap. Nathan rushed to GH after truck crash, Gio and Emma's first kiss. Friday's General Hospital episode, September 19th, delivered the kind of soap shocker fans live for: heartbreak, adrenaline, and even a touch of romance. From Nathan's horrifying accident to Gio and Emma's unexpected first kiss, Port Charles was buzzing with emotional chaos. Buckle in as we break down every gasp-worthy moment, backstage buzz, and what this all means for the weeks ahead. The calm before the storm. The episode kicked off in typical GH fashion, a deceptively quiet morning in Port Charles. Monica Quartermaine was checking in at GH, juggling paperwork, while Maxie Jones was on the phone with Spinelli discussing Georgie's school project. It seemed like just another day, until the sirens started. Viewers quickly realized that the tranquility wouldn't last. And sure enough, a shocking accident scene unfolded that would change everything for one beloved character. Nathan's truck crash. Nathan West, long adored as Port Charles's straight-laced detective and doting husband to Maxie, was at the center of Friday's most terrifying storyline. After leaving the PCPD on a high note, Nathan was shown behind the wheel of his truck, smiling faintly as he thought about Maxie and their family. But then, disaster struck. A distracted driver swerved into Nathan's lane, forcing him off the road. The truck flipped violently, glass shattering across the screen. The camera panned to Nathan's bloodied face as he lost consciousness. Fans immediately took to social media, panicking about whether GH was about to pull the rug out from under them again with another Nathan tragedy. Maxie gets the call. Back at Crimson, Maxie was mid-argument with Nina when her phone rang. The hospital number flashed across the screen. Soap fans knew what was coming before Maxie even answered, but that didn't make the gut punch any softer. Dr. Hamilton Finn informed her that Nathan had been in a serious accident and was being rushed to General Hospital. Kristen Storm's performance as Maxie was gut-wrenching, the trembling voice, the panicked tears, and the desperate rush out of Crimson. Nina tried to follow, insisting she couldn't let her brother face this alone, but Maxie snapped, "He needs his wife. Stay out of this." That line felt like a deliberate choice by the writers, reigniting Maxie and Nina's fractured relationship at the worst possible moment. Nathan's fight for life. At GH, Nathan was wheeled into the ER unconscious. Monica, Finn, and Liz worked frantically to stabilize him. Viewers were hit with flashbacks of Nathan and Maxie's wedding, his days as a detective, and his bond with James. The montage drove home just how much this character means to fans, and why the crash felt so devastating. Dr. Finn revealed Nathan had internal bleeding, a concussion, and broken ribs. His survival wasn't guaranteed. Monica took control of the case, proving once again why she remains the backbone of GH. Maxie arrived just in time to see Nathan before surgery, breaking down as she clutched his hand. "You don't get to leave me again. Not like this," she whispered. Fans at home were in tears, remembering Nathan's previous death years back and wondering if the show was daring to write him off once more. Backstage buzz. Are they writing Nathan out? Insiders have been whispering for weeks that Ryan Paevey's return as Nathan might only be short-term. Friday's cliffhanger seems to confirm those rumors could be true. Whether Nathan survives this crash or not, the emotional impact is undeniable. If the writers are building toward a bittersweet reunion only to rip him away from Maxie and fans, it's a bold and risky move. Gio and Emma's teen love spark. Meanwhile, in a completely different corner of Port Charles, a lighter storyline balanced the chaos. At Kelly's, Gio and Emma Scorpio Drake were hanging out after school. Emma had just finished venting about the pressure of living up to her parents' medical legacies when Gio, ever the charmer, told her she didn't have to prove herself to anyone. The two bonded over music and future dreams, and the chemistry was undeniable. Then came the big moment. Gio leaned in, hesitant but hopeful. Emma, clearly nervous but just as curious, closed the gap. And with that, GH delivered a soft, sweet first kiss for the young duo. Fans immediately flooded Twitter, dubbing them the next great Port Charles teen couple. Anna and Robert's reaction. Elsewhere, Anna Devane and Robert Scorpio unknowingly became background commentators on their children's budding romance. Over coffee, they joked about how quickly the kids were growing up, with Robert quipping, "God help us if Gio and Emma ever start dating." Little did they know, the very thing they teased was already happening. Expect some parental fireworks in the near future when Anna and Robert discover the truth. Port Charles reacts to Nathan's crash. While Gio and Emma shared innocent romance, the hospital storyline consumed the rest of the canvas. Word of Nathan's accident spread quickly. Dante Falconeri showed up at GH, guilt-ridden for letting Nathan leave the station early. He even promised Maxie, "I'll find out who caused this. Someone will pay." Lulu Spencer comforted Maxie, holding her hand in the waiting room. Nina eventually arrived despite Maxie's earlier order. She begged for forgiveness and promised she'd never abandon Nathan. The two sisters-in-law shared a tense but emotional hug. It was the kind of group scene that makes GH feel like a true ensemble show, with legacy characters rallying together in a crisis. The surgery cliffhanger. By the end of the episode, Nathan was wheeled into emergency surgery. Monica and Finn assured Maxie they'd do everything possible, but the somber music told viewers this was far from over. Maxie clutched James' photo and sobbed in the chapel, praying for a miracle. The episode ended with her whispering, "Please don't take him from me again," as the screen faded to black. Why this episode hit hard. Friday's episode worked because it delivered both extremes of soap storytelling, heartbreak and hope. Nathan's near-death crisis kept fans glued to their screens, while Gio and Emma's first kiss gave younger viewers, and nostalgic longtime fans, something to root for. Social media lit up instantly. #SaveNathan trended within minutes. Clips of Gio and Emma's kiss were shared by fans calling them Port Charles's new Liz and Lucky. Kristen Storm's raw performance as Maxie was hailed as Emmy-worthy. What's next? Spoilers and theories. Where does the show go from here? Friday's cliffhanger sets the stage for a wild week ahead. Nathan's fate. Will he survive surgery? Rumors suggest the show could write him into a long recovery, giving Ryan Pavey a flexible exit if he chooses. Maxie's heartbreak. If Nathan dies, Maxie could spiral, opening doors for Spinelli, or even a rekindled spark with Austin. Dante's vow. Dante's promise of justice hints that the distracted driver may not have been an accident. Could Victor Cassadine have orchestrated this? Gio and Emma's romance. Expect some parental pushback and teen drama as their kiss becomes more than just a one-time thing. Final thoughts. Friday, September 19th wasn't just another day in Port Charles. It was an unforgettable roller coaster. Fans laughed, cried, and shouted at their TVs as Nathan's life hung in the balance and Gio and Emma's love story quietly bloomed. Whether Nathan survives or not, General Hospital once again proved its ability to blend tragedy with tenderness, keeping viewers emotionally invested across generations. Friday, September 19th update. Chase's Nathan investigation, Drew's horrible news, Michael's crushing blow. General Hospital, GH spoilers update for Friday, September 19th, reveals that Drew Kane, Cameron Matheson, will react to some horrible news while Michael Corinthos, Rory Gibson, faces a crushing blow. Harrison Chase, Josh Swickard, will also kick off a Nathan West, Ryan Pavey, investigation after he responds to an accident report, so here's what GH fans can expect. For starters, it looks like there'll be a crash on the road somewhere. Lulu Spencer, Alexa Havens-Bruning, will leap into action after it happens and face Chase's grilling session after she calls 911. GH spoilers hint that Nathan will be tangled up in this accident, so he'll apparently be a victim that Lulu assists. Lulu may feel like she's seen another ghost when Britt Westbourne's, Kelly Thibault, presumed dead brother shows back up next, so Chase will do some investigating. In the Quartermaine stables, it appears Molly Lansing Davis, Kristen Vaganos, will connect the right dots and realize who Outback belongs to. However, Cody Bell, Josh Kelly, will urge Molly to hold off on calling to say Outback's been found. That could be because Cody wants to spend a bit more time with his four-legged friend, so he may offer to take Outback home and make it a surprise. Regardless, Outback will be reunited with Rocco Falconeri, Finn Carr, and Charlotte Cassadine, Bluesy Burke, soon. That'll leave Emma Scorpio Drake, Braden Bruner, breathing a sigh of relief and could lead to her expressing her gratitude for Gio Palmieri's, Giovanni Mazza, help with a kiss. Meanwhile, Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, will give Michael updates on Monica Quartermaine's, Leslie Charlson passing, so they'll spend some time crying and reminiscing together. It'll be a difficult blow for Michael, but he'll know Jason is having an even rougher time with this. Jason will talk about some past regrets, including the role he played in keeping Michael away from the Quartermain clan once upon a time. Michael may argue that Monica didn't hold that against Jason as they reflect on her forgiving heart. At the PCPD, Anna Devane, Finola Hughes, and Dante Falconeri, Dominic Zamprogna, will have a meeting with Laura Collins, Jeannie Francis, who'll find out about Judge Eva Herons, Tessa Aubergenois, grim fate potentially being linked to Drew's shooting. Anna will offer up some speculation on that, but the three of them may turn their attention to Monica's demise once word gets around. At GH, it seems Elizabeth Baldwin, Rebecca Herbst, will be the one to tell Drew that Monica has passed on. Drew's heart is as cold as ice most days, but could we see a little crack under his frosty exterior? Will Drew actually show signs of some sadness when it comes to the loss of Monica? Drew may at least be upset for Scout Quartermain's, Cosette Abinante, sake since she loved Monica so much. Nevertheless, Drew has a callous reputation to uphold, so he may not show much emotion in the end. Friday's episode will also bring Danny Morgan's, Asher Antonazin, visit to Drew's hospital room, where Drew will take some jabs about Danny bypassing the law. Drew may suggest Danny has learned all the tricks from Jason when it comes to breaking the rules without consequences. Whatever the case, Danny will pour his heart out and make a plea that relates to Scout. Whether this involves Monica's funeral or just family support overall, Danny will ask Drew to let his sister lean on her loved ones. General Hospital spoilers say Danny will prove he's got a good heart and that he's an amazing Friday. September 19th update. Chase's Nathan investigation, Drew's horrible news, Michael's crushing blow. Friday's episode of General Hospital, September 19th, delivered the kind of edge-of-your-seat drama that longtime fans crave. Port Charles was buzzing with shocking revelations, heartbreaking updates, and fiery confrontations. Between Chase reopening a sensitive case involving Nathan, Drew receiving the worst possible medical update, and Michael facing a crushing personal blow, the latest installment was nothing short of explosive. Let's break down the major moments and what they mean for our favorite characters moving forward. Chase's Nathan investigation brings old wounds back. Detective Harrison Chase was front and center as he revisited one of the most painful cases in Port Charles history, the tragic death of Detective Nathan West. 4 years, Nathan's loss has haunted Maxie Jones, Dante Falconeri, and so many others. But a new development has forced Chase to peel back layers of the past. The episode opened with Chase combing through old PCPD files. A new piece of evidence had surfaced, an anonymous tip that someone tampered with reports at the time of Nathan's death. While the official story remains that Nathan was killed in the line of duty, Chase couldn't ignore the inconsistencies he was now uncovering. Maxie happened to arrive at the station while Chase was working. She froze when she saw Nathan's name on the case board. It brought her to tears, and in true Maxie fashion, her emotions came pouring out. She begged Chase to stop dredging up her late husband's memory if it wasn't going to change anything. But Chase reassured her that this wasn't about reopening old grief, it was about justice. He admitted that a cover-up may have occurred and that Nathan could have been targeted in ways no one realized back then. This revelation left Maxie torn between wanting closure and fearing new pain. As the episode moved forward, Chase spoke with Dante, who shared his own guilt about not being able to protect Nathan that fateful day. Dante warned Chase that digging too deep could rattle dangerous enemies, but Chase made it clear, he wasn't going to let Nathan's memory be tarnished or his case remain unfinished. Drew's horrible news shakes everyone. While Chase was knee-deep in investigation mode, Drew Kane was blindsided by devastating news of his own. The day started off with Drew trying to keep things light for Scout's sake. He'd been pushing himself at work and trying to stay strong for Carly, but deep down, he knew something wasn't right. During a meeting with Portia Robinson at General Hospital, Drew received the results of recent medical tests that left him stunned. Portia sat him down and explained with a heavy heart, Drew's lingering health issues were more serious than anyone anticipated. His body had suffered lasting complications from his years of imprisonment and trauma. The damage, Portia revealed, was extensive, and while treatment options were available, none came without severe risks. Drew struggled to process the words. He had survived so much, including time in Pentonville and a plane crash, but hearing that his health was now failing felt like a gut punch. Carly walked in and immediately sensed something was wrong. Drew initially tried to brush it off, but when Carly pressed, he admitted the truth. He confessed he might not have as much time as he once thought, leaving Carly horrified and desperately urging him to seek a second opinion. The tender yet heartbreaking scene showcased Carly's unwavering devotion as she clung to Drew, vowing not to let him face this alone. Still, Drew's expression said it all. He feared the worst. Michael's crushing blow. Meanwhile, over at the Quartermain estate, Michael Corinthos faced a devastating blow that could change everything for him. Michael has been juggling endless battles lately, protecting Wiley from Nina's interference, supporting Willow through her recovery, and managing ELQ pressures. But Friday's episode piled on another heartbreak. Michael received a call that initially seemed routine. However, the look on his face quickly shifted to dread. He learned that a major deal involving ELQ had collapsed due to underhanded interference. The culprit? Valentine Cassadine. Valentine had swooped in at the last moment and orchestrated a hostile takeover maneuver, costing Michael and the Quartermains millions, and more importantly, their business credibility. When Michael delivered the news to Ned and Brooke Lynn, the family erupted in frustration. Ned, though furious, pointed out that Michael had underestimated Valentine's ability to manipulate allies. Michael took the blame squarely on his shoulders, admitting he should have seen this coming. But the crushing blow didn't end there. Later in the episode, Michael overheard a conversation between Willow and Jocelyn. Willow confided that while she loved Michael deeply, she worried his constant battles, especially against Valentine, were consuming him. She feared their marriage was losing its joy. Hearing his wife's concerns left Michael crushed. Not only was he reeling from his ELQ failure, but now he feared his relationship with Willow could be slipping away, too. Sonny torn between loyalty and war. Sonny Corinthos wasn't left out of the drama either. His scenes tied into both Michael's turmoil and Drew's heartbreak. After catching wind of Valentine's moves against ELQ, Sonny confronted him in a tense scene at Metro Court. Valentine played coy, insisting it was just business, but Sonny's glare said otherwise. He made it clear that while he wasn't officially in Michael's corporate battles, anyone who hurt his son was picking a fight with him. At the same time, Sonny had to balance this with his ongoing mob tensions. Ava dropped by to remind him that their enemies were watching closely. One wrong move, and Sonny could drag Michael and the rest of the Corinthos family into deeper danger. The scenes highlighted Sonny's growing struggle: remain the ruthless mob boss or the protective father. As of Friday, it was clear Sonny was walking a dangerous line between the two. Other key moments you may have missed. While the big headlines belonged to Chase, Drew, and Michael, Friday's episode sprinkled in several other storylines worth noting. Brooke Lynn and Lois. Brooke Lynn confided in Lois about the latest Quartermain disaster. Lois, in her signature no-nonsense way, told her daughter that Valentine would keep exploiting them until the family pulled together instead of fighting internally. Christina and Blaze. Christina had another tense encounter with Natalia, who once again criticized her daughter's relationship. Christina stood her ground this time, making it clear she wouldn't abandon Blaze no matter what Natalia said. Anna and Dante. Anna touched base with Dante about Chase's Nathan investigation. While Anna admired Chase's dedication, she privately feared he could be exposing himself to unnecessary risk. What it all means for Port Charles. Friday's episode left fans with endless questions. Will Chase's investigation uncover a shocking new truth about Nathan's death? Is Drew truly facing a ticking clock, or will another medical twist offer hope? Can Michael recover from Valentine's sabotage, or will this signal a Quartermain downfall? And how long can Sonny juggle his dual identities before something snaps? Fan reactions and speculation. Already, social media is buzzing with theories and heartbreak. Fans flooded X, formerly Twitter, with emotional reactions. Why would GH do this to Drew again? Let the man be happy. Michael deserves a break. Stop crushing him over and over. Chase investigating Nathan's case could bring back so many characters. Imagine if Liesl knows more. Many are speculating that Drew's storyline could mirror a past GH health arc, while others believe Michael and Willow may be headed for serious marital drama. Final takeaway. Friday, September 19th's episode of General Hospital was a roller coaster of emotion and suspense. Between Chase honoring Nathan's memory, Drew grappling with life-altering news, and Michael suffering both personal and professional devastation, the canvas was filled with heartbreak and tension. It's clear the show is setting the stage for a fall full of bombshells, betrayals, and battles. If today was any indication, Port Charles is about to be rocked like never before.